I'm happy to answer questions, but I don't have anything to add.
I have a question of Mr. Perkins.
Come on. Name and address.
Lee Perkins, 62 Colonial Drive.
We're talking about the second channel basically being a government and educational channel. Right now, between, for example, the school board and the city council, about how many hours per month is that?
Per month?
Per month.
Excuse me. Would it be all right if I did it by week and then you can just multiply
Yes.
that by 4? I would say on average, there's probably at least 20 hours a week of government and educational programming. It isn't always up to full 20, but because the meetings are on kind of an odd, every other week schedule, school board meetings are monthly. In order to maintain some weekly normalcy, we have to leave those times blocked open. So even though the council is only on every other week, every Thursday night is open. And we're full. There's no room left in the schedule, and we get a lot of feedback. Someone asked earlier if we had surveyed people. For years, people have been saying, I wish that believe it or not, they would like to see those replayed more often, and because they can be so long, for anybody who doesn't know, our government programming block is Saturdays from noon to 8, and it's usually a full 8-hour block between all the different meetings. And to squeeze an 8-hour replay in 3 or 4 times a week just wipes out huge chunks of the other programming time. So the second channel would also give us the opportunity to bring back a bulletin board. So while it wouldn't be, all government meetings all the time, it would be replays of those meetings, and then between them would be a scrolling bulletin board like there used to be, which I think that a lot of people would appreciate. And over the years, I just got a phone call yesterday from somebody that wanted to put a notice on our bulletin board, which has been gone for 8 years. So I don't think they're a regular viewer, but the decision to ask for a second channel started almost 3 years ago, and we really wanted to be sure that we did this properly, that we didn't do it in such a way that we would regret it later. And the cost of $6,000 for hardware is really negligible when you spread that out over all the years, and it'll be 1 or 2 pennies per person. So we think it's the best possible arrangement given the circumstances. And for what it's worth, even though it's not really part of the question, you're talking about Time Warner Cable, one of the largest corporations in the world, and as much as I would like them to do what I want them to do, they're going to do what they're going to do. So I would love to have a renegotiation in 2018 and get $100,000 a year for equipment and 2 HD channels and a production van, and but it's not going to happen. So we will just chip away a little bit at a time over 10 years until we get everything we want.
A follow-up question. This is probably going to be rhetorical. So if my math is correct, 20 times 4 is 80, and if you show each show twice, that's 160, and there's only 168 hours in a week. You don't have much time for your bulletin board, so.
Right, well, again, I have to leave blocks
Yeah.
open, even though, sometimes you guys have meetings that last 30 minutes, but I have to block them at 2 hours. And when they go over 2 hours, we have to figure out how to shuffle everything to make everything fit. And it's not pleasant when someone comes into the studio every week and makes an hour-long show, and then gets preempted by the last 30 minutes of a meeting, and those regular viewers don't get to see it. They feel like they've wasted their time coming in to produce it. And so we think that this meets everyone's needs as closely as possible and costs the least amount of money.
Real quick, Charlie. So basically, once you get the second channel is basically going to be quite full. Standalone by itself.
It'll be full of lots and lots of replays of meetings and bulletin board stuff.
Thank you.
Any further questions for Mr. Perkins? Thank you.
Sure. Thank you.